Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, Sat Sri Akal. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Let's have available all that you need during your practice, maybe blocks, cushion, folded blanket, have a low footstool or a chair within reach, close to a wall for balance, anything that brings stability and balance. Our practice today is honor of the new moon in Libra. And Libra is the scales, represents the scales of justice, the scales of finding equanimity, finding balance. And so we want to make sure that we are feeling as close to a sense of balance, wherever that might be for us. That sense of balance we have internally is when we feel we're in flow. And if we feel destabilized or we feel wobbly, then we can reach out for something that just supports us to come back into equanimity in that moment. Let's come on to our seats with our legs crossed, sitting in Sukhasana, easy pose. We're going to bring our hands into Ushas Mudra. So we want to interlace our fingers very gently with our palms face up. Have the left little finger closest to the self. You can rest your hands in your lap, or you can have them in front of the abdomen, the heart space, wherever it feels like you wish to have this sense of growth and openness. So relaxed fingers, softness to the hands. This is our Ushas Mudra. Closing your eyes, softening your gaze. Beginning to connect with the breath. Noticing the flow of the breath. The ebb and flow, the rise and fall, the in and out. This stable rhythm to the breath. This natural rhythm that we return to. Notice how the body is feeling today. The way that the energy is flowing through the body. Are there areas of tension, of blockage, of pain or discomfort? And let's guide the breath to those areas. Breathing into that area, and perhaps you visualize a cool breath. This cool breath could have a hint of color, perhaps a silver or a light blue or a sort of white, snow white color. And breathe this cool breath into the area of pain or discomfort or blockage. And as you breathe out, breathe from that area and take in your mind's eye the feeling that is in that area with the out breath, so it leaves the body. And again, perhaps you add a hint of color to help visualize, perhaps a darker color, perhaps a reddish shade, perhaps a more heavy color that you release. So breathing in coolness, lighter, cooler shade of breath. Breathing out a darker, heavier shade of breath. So the in breath bringing some relief, some light, some space. The out breath releasing that, the shadow, the heaviness that sits within any part of the body yourself. And as you breathe this, you are supporting yourself with your Ushas Mudra, this gentle holding of the self represented by our mudra. Slow, steady, long breaths here, to and from this area, inviting gentle lifting of the energies around that area, or a gentle movement so that the prana can begin to circulate freely in that area. And it is with prana that we can begin to nourish, heal, repair that part of us that needs a little more attention or awareness. Using this light of the crescent moon, the new moon, as we approach it, we're in this dark moon phase, moving towards the crescent new moon. That light of the moon reveals areas of darkness, of shadow, of heaviness, of tamas, that energy, that if you are familiar with yoga philosophy, a guna that is very heavy, a gunas that is very heavy. You want to lift it into a sattvic feeling of lightness, of airiness. This new moon in Libra is associated with the element of air. Beginning to release this awareness of the breath, of the area of the self, and coming to more general awareness, sort of more of your environment around you, broadening your gaze, broadening your lens, moving from introception to this awareness of the external. Our mantra for today is Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Chandrayai is honoring and invoking the energies and qualities of this cool moon, the silver crescent of the moon. We'll chant Om 3 times and then Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Inhale to prepare. Om. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Om. Hands to the eyebrow center. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this new moon also is the new moon that welcomes Navratri, the 9 nights of Shakti. And so in the next, over the next period, we'll be working with Shakti energies. But today we're going to work with this energy of balance to prepare us for Navratri so that we can begin to reveal the cracks, reveal the shining of the truth, begin to reveal the context of our relationships with our loved ones, with our family, with our colleagues, with those with whom we disagree, with those with whom we have a difference of opinion, with whom our values don't align. Really wanting to come into this shifting of this energy into a shape of balance. Let's open out the arms. Extend the index and the thumb. Fold in the middle, ring the little fingers, this sort of L shape. This is our Chandrakala mudra for the new moon, the crescent moon. Arms open out wide here. Begin to just connect with this sense of balance. So drive the energy out through the thumb and the index here. Vyana energy, this expansive energy that is connected with the heart space. So the element of Vayu is connected to Anahata, And so as we reach out horizontally from the heart space, and we also reach vertically through the heart space in all directions here, the 6-pointed star at the heart, where the earthly and heavenly realms meet. And it is at this point we can come into compassionate self love, self-awareness. This is how we come into compassionate relationship with others. Exhale, reach over to the right as far as you can go. Maintain that connection between the left sit bone and the earth. Inhale over to the left. Let's slide here along the spectrum from left to right, reaching and taking your gaze with you. Your arms will begin to feel tired very shortly, if they aren't already. Now let's add our breath. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Return to center, take a moment here. Bring the right hand to the earth, reach up and over to the left. You can bring your forearm all the way to the earth or onto a block. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Reach through, bring the left hand to the earth, reach up and over with the right. Again, you can bring your left forearm onto the earth. Maintain the connection with the right sit bone. Inhale through center, reach up with both hands. Let's interlace all of our fingers. Keep the index reaching up. Thumbs now cross Kali Mudra. So you can see how Chandra, this Chandrakala Mudra turns into the Kali Mudra. Kala means time. It also means dark. And Kali is the deity, the dark deity, the deity who looks over dissolution and destruction, and then regenerates, rebirths, creates in the aftermath. So often when we've gone through this dark period, this dark phase, we come through into the light. So as we now move from the dark moon into the new moon, we move from darkness into light. Reaching up. Exhale, reach behind, interlace your fingers again in Kali Mudra. Draw your hands down and fold forward, reaching up with your fingers. Inhale, rise up. Release the hands again, reach up, interlace again into Kali Mudra, lift your gaze. Exhale, interlace behind your back, fall forward. Rise up, last time. Here, let's maintain this reaching up through the index fingers. Exhale over to the left in a crescent. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right in crescent. Inhale, center. Release your hands. Let's bring our feet into Kanasana, butterfly pose. Open out the hips by drawing the knees down towards the earth. Perhaps you hold your ankles here. Perhaps you open up your feet slightly. Lengthen through your crown. We'll stay seated. Today we won't fold forward in Kanasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the right. Right hand behind, left hand your left knee. Gaze over the right shoulder. Keep opening the knees here and moving into this deeper twist at the torso. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Back to center. Let's release the left leg long. Tuck in the right heel. Turn over to the right leg. Reach up with your Kali Mudra. Exhale, hinge forward towards the left foot. Keep shooting silver light through the index finger in this Janu Shirsasana. Head to knee pose, melting the heart towards the knee. So when we think about the scales of justice, for example, the scales of justice seek to find truth, the truth. And often we can feel that when our truth is not heard, it does not feel right, it does not feel just. There's this idea of natural justice. We know when it's out of sync. We feel it in ourselves. We also know that when we are responsible and accountable, we have that feeling as well. So this sense of natural justice can feel really denied. We can feel denied of that natural justice. And know that even when others do not see or recognize our truth, we can be in alignment with ourselves, having explored what it means to us to be in alignment with our own values. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach the right hand behind, left hand in index in Chandrakala Mudra, and rise up here. In this variation of Kanasana, wild thing pose. Exhale, lower to the earth. Take the right foot, cross it over the left leg. Hug everything in. Flex that left foot. Hug in the right knee. My friends, we're going to move into a twist. Elbow, left elbow. Reaching out can hug in the right knee, or the left elbow can hook over the right knee. Right hand behind. Gaze over the left shoulder. Left hand in your Chandrakala Mudra. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. What is the truth that you wish to have revealed in this new moon? What is the darkness that you wish to explore or examine? The heaviness, tamas of your life decisions, or the life relationships you have. 3 more breaths. Breathe into the heart space, Anahata. Inhale your head center, and then counter twist the whole body over to the left. Hands on the earth. Back to center. Let's release the right leg long. Fold in the left heel. Turn the heart over towards the right. Lengthen here. I'm going to hinge forward. So prepare yourself with your Kali Mudra and exhale to hinge towards the foot. Sometimes when we are not in right relationship with the self, when we are not in right relationship with others, we do feel unstable, unsettled, unhappy perhaps. How can we take action to come into a state of balance or harmony with that relationship, whether it's a relationship with the self or relationship with another? Rise up. Take the left hand behind you. Keep that right fingertips up towards the sky in your Chandrakala Mudra. Inhale, lift the sit bones to come into your Ardha Chamatkarasana, world thing pose. Exhale, lower to the earth. Take the left leg, cross it over the right, open out the right arm, and you can hug in that left knee or cross the right elbow over the left knee. Gaze over to the left. Keep that right foot flexed, my friends. Breathe into the heart here. The anahata expanding with each breath. So often I like to visualize the heart space as a cave. And I invite light into the heart space. So it can feel warm and safe, but it can also hold darkness or shadows or secrets that are hidden. So exploring from the heart into the heart. I often do this breath that we did with this breath in and out from a place of heaviness or pain or discomfort. This breath in and out of the heart helps to reveal the truths that are hidden, reveal the cracks, allows the light to shine in, to pour in. Inhale through center, counter twist to the right. And then back to center. Let's uncross the legs. Swing them around and come onto all fours, my friends. Let's start in cat-cow. So lift the tail, dip the lower back, lift the heart, shine on the in-breath. Exhale to round through on the out-breath. So let's do 3 or 6 rounds here as you need. Perhaps you invite in some more movement, bending into the elbows, for example, clawing through the fingers. Maybe you tuck the toes. Explore this movement here. And then maybe we circle our hips from left to right 3 times and then reverse that movement. Maybe you come back into child's pose and then rise through. So from child's pose, perhaps you come forward into Anahatasana. Into Cobra, any kind of circles you wish here. Then when you're satisfied, let's come back up, sitting in Virasana, hero's pose here. Bring the knees together. Remember, you are welcome to layer up with blankets and cushions, protecting the parts, the joints that you wish to cushion with some softness, rolling up blankets or towels on the inside of the ankles, sitting on a cushion, placing something under the knees, or sitting on a low footstool, or sitting in Sukhasana. This is your practice, my friends. Now here, let's start with Ushas Mudra. This gentle interlacing of the fingers, left finger closest. Let's hold this in front of the Swadhisthana chakra. The Swadhisthana chakra is here at the pelvic area. Visualize a full moon with a silver crescent moon lying within it. The color here is orange. Let's breathe to and from this space. This is the seat of our creativity, of our emotional self. This is the watery element. Let's chant Om Sri Chandrayai Namah 3 times to nourish our emotional aspects, to connect with our emotional intelligence, to be guided through this intuitive understanding of our emotions when we are in relationship with the others, especially to help us to understand where there are barriers or issues or unresolved stories between us and others. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. And now let's bring our hands into the Chandrakala Mudra here at the Manipur, just above the navel at the solar plexus. This is where our relationship with our own selves, our confidence, our esteem, our sense of integrity, our sense of dignity, the sort of shining self sits here. Let's nourish this part, our Manipur chakra. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Breathe to and from this space. Om Sri Chandrayai Namah. Om Shri Chandrayai Namah. And now bring the Kali Mudra. So interlace your fingers, release the index, cross the thumbs at the heart. Here we can come into integration, into balance. So we want to balance our relationship with others and our relationship with ourselves at the heart space, so that we're not tipping into sacrificing or allowing our boundaries to be breached by others, but that we come into right relationship in terms of our needs being met, and our self-care becomes important to us, so that we're not indecisive about thinking. We become indecisive when we think about other people's needs, wants and desires, and they can sometimes overrule our own. This leads us into sadness, or into regret, into resentment, into emptiness, into longing, because our needs are not being met. Om Shri Chandrayai Namah. Breathing into the compassionate heart. Om Shri Chandrayai Namah. Revealing the truth of our silver selves. Om Shri Chandrayai Namah. Om. Release your hands, release your mudra. Come back onto all fours, tuck the toes, inhale, lift into mountain Parvatasana, walk the feet. When you're ready, my friends, we're going to let's walk our feet to the top of the mat. So come up to the top of the mat and forward fold here. You may walk your feet here for a few moments. Pet your dogs and cats if they happen to be sitting there. And then let's inhale, rise up with Kali Mudra. Gentle back bend here. Exhale, hands to the heart, quarter turn here. So we're on the right side of our mat. We're going to move towards the left of the mat to come into balance. So Kali Mudra at the heart. Take a moment here. Inhale, hands reach overhead. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, step across the mat. Open out the arms with your Chandrakala Mudra in Tadasana star pose. Take a moment here. Bring your hands to your hips. Exhale. Hinge forward from the hips, halfway. Bring your Kali Mudra to the heart. Have a softness to your knees, toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat here. Exhale, let's turn over to the left and wrap our hands around the back of that left calf. So we come into a gentle twist here. Inhale, hands to heart. Let's move through center over to the right. Hinging at the hip, wrapping the hands around the back of the right calf or right ankle. Hands to heart, back to center. Take a moment here, bring your hands to the earth. And you might need a heel toe here to cross your arms, depending on where your arms are. So your hands can be wrapped around your thighs, the back of around your knees, your calves, your ankles, depending on how much space you feel like you have here. Maybe you can heel toe your feet closer. Bend into your knees. Let's come into Malasana squat here, yogi squat, just for a moment. And then inhale to rise up. Open out the arms in your Chandrakala Mudra, come halfway, bend into your knees to rise up in Kanasana. Take a moment here. Your feet will be much closer here, so you might want to turn your toes out, maybe spread your feet out a little to come into Utkarta Kanasana, Devyasana. Hands in Kali Mudra or Ushas Mudra, depending on what kind of energy you wish to cultivate and where you wish to focus on your Swadhisthana or your Anahata. So relationship with others here at the Swadhisthana, relationship with the self at the heart. Okay, as you see, we move through the Manipur, which really brings into harmony and focus our needs. Open out the arms. Rise up. Exhale, bend into the knees. Open out the arms. So we're going to rise and fall here. If as you reach up, you want to interlace your fingers in Tali Mudra, you're welcome. Or you can keep your hands in Chandrakala Mudra, arms parallel. Going a little low, perhaps each time. Last time. And let's stay here. Bring the right forearm onto the right thigh. Reach up and over with the left arm. Then let's reach back parallel. Left forearm on left thigh. Reach up and over. Parallel again, my friends. Rise up. Maybe you rub your thighs here. Turn the right toes to the top end of your mat. Left toes turn in slightly. Hinge over to the right to come into Kanasana, triangle pose. And again, making sure we keep our Chandrakala Mudra. Bend into that right knee. Place the right hand on the earth or on a block. Left arm reaches overhead. You can reach forward with the left arm. Extended side angle. So this left arm can be reaching up towards the sky or towards your crown. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the earth, pivot on the left foot, coming into your dragon pose here. So right hand is on the inside of the right foot, left knee can stay lifted, or you can bring the left knee to the earth, my friends, in your variation of dragon here. You can also bring your forearms to the earth, my friends, and interlace your fingers in Kali Mudra, yogi's choice. Maybe you gently, if your left knee is lifted, you might gently rock backwards and forwards. 3 more breaths here. Everybody bring your left knee to the earth. Come up onto your hands. Let's turn the right foot and then pivot the left leg behind you. So just going to slightly turn that right foot so you have a little bit more space here. So we've come into what looks like an H shape. So from our dragon, left knee comes to the earth, pivot the left foot round, slightly turn the right foot so that you've got the space to move into the left. And you've got this H shape, one of our Devyasana poses. Reach overhead, interlace your fingers into Kali Mudra. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to center, exhale over to the left. Inhale to center, take a moment here. Place your right forearm on your right thigh and reach up and over. Left hand comes to the earth, right hand comes onto the earth. Heel toe the left foot around, lift that right foot around, lift the left knee, and let's walk all the way to the center again. Take a moment here, rise up in Devyasana, Utthita Kanasana, arms parallel. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to bend into the knees and extend the arms parallel to the earth, reaching up. As you move through here, shifting the energy, what we're trying to move from is when we're in, when the scales are out of balance, our behavior might be, we might procrastinate, we might be indecisive, we might be distracting ourselves rather than addressing the truths as they are being revealed. And so what we end up perhaps doing is throwing ourselves further out of balance. Because rather than work with what we have, we're trying to like forget it, turn away from it. And then we end up moving more towards sort of one end of the spectrum in which we may not feel so balanced. Coming back into Devyasana, my friends. Straighten through the legs. Let's come into Trikonasana, reach over to the left. In triangle pose here. Bend into that left knee. And keep the hand on the earth if you wish. You can also bring it to your thigh or bring it onto a block. Right hand reaching up. Let's pivot. And let's keep that right foot on the earth for a moment. We're not pivoting yet, my friends. I'm going ahead. Reach overhead with the right hand towards the crown or up towards the sky. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Extended side angle. Utthita Konasana. Find what feels comfortable. You can shift around. Just stay in one place. Exhale, bring the right hand to the earth, pivot on the ball of the foot. Perhaps you move that left foot out to the side. We're going to come into our variation of dragon or lizard Pristasana. Right knee can stay lifted or you can bring it down to the earth. You can stay on your hands or come onto your forearms, my friends. You can fan out that left knee if you wish. So be where you want to. If you want to sort of slightly rock backwards and forwards here in dragon, you may do that as well. You can do that with your hands on the earth or arms on the forearms on the earth. Yogi's choice. Breathe into the hips here. This is a deep opening for the hips. It's often said that when we hold our emotions, or we contain our emotions, or restrict them, or ignore them, they begin to gather around the hips, often because we're so close to our Swadhisthana chakra here. But also when we're physiologically, when we think about the connection between our breath, the diaphragm. We connect through the muscles. Our whole body is interconnected. Nothing is separate. When you are ready, my friends, we're going to release that right knee to the earth. Come up onto your hands if you haven't already. Swivel that right foot behind you. I'm very close to the wall here. And you might want to slightly turn that left foot so you have a little bit more space to rise up into this goddess pose. You'll have seen goddesses sit like this. It's a classic goddess pose, or you often see this variation as well. And the feminine deity is not a female deity, but a energy that is often said to be creative in all of us. It's not a binary description in the way that we understand it in the West. It is a creative yin Shakti energy. I'm always at great lengths to say that because it's very easy for us to just slip into the gender norms when we're talking about deities. They don't apply to deities. Where were we? Yes, let's reach overhead with our Kali Mudra. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, center, over to the right. Inhale, center. Let's bring the left forearm onto the left side and reach up and over. Bring the hands to the earth. And here, my friends, we're going to swivel the right leg back. I like to lift my knee so that I'm not swiveling on my kneecap too much. And then let's walk our hands back to center in Prasarita Padottanasana. Let's lower our head, relax our shoulders just for a moment here to come back to center. I like to bring my hands into Ushas Mudra here. If your hands are on the earth, if you wish, you can always, if you have, you can lift the earth up towards you and then rest your hands in Ushas Mudra here. Fingers gently intertwined, almost as if your crown is resting in your palms. So the reason we're doing that, we're said to have a Soma Chakra just here under the hairline. Soma Chakra is connected to the moon and it releases sweet nectar, ambrosial nectar, Soma. And that is our life force energy. And what we want to do is we want to capture it like honey dripping. We want to capture it in our palms so that we can nourish ourselves. So as we're here, we want to have our Ushas Mudra right underneath our crown. Perhaps for some of us, we can be much closer to our palms. Inhale, heel toe a little bit closer. Let's rise up. And then let's bring our hands to wherever on our body we wish to nourish. So keep the Ushas Mudra, place it on the Swadhisthana, perhaps the Manipur, the Anahata, perhaps the Vishuddha, wherever in your body you feel like you would like to bring this Soma, this nectar of the moon. Open out the arms, bend into the knees. Let's rise up and fall. And go till 3 or 6 rounds as you wish, my friends. And then let's place the left forearm on the left thigh, reach up and over. Right forearm on the right thigh, reach up and over. Back into Tadasana, arms parallel. Star pose, and we're going to step over to the left now, my friends. Big step over. Hands meet in Kali Mudra above the crown. Adjust your clothing. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center, exhale to the, left, right. Matters not, as long as we go in both directions so we feel balanced. Bring your hands to your heart. Turn onto your mat so you face the length of your mat. Inhale, bend into your knees, and exhale, forward fold. Perhaps you pedal your feet here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, gentle back bend with Kali Mudra. Hands to your heart. Let's take a step to the middle of our mats. We're going to come into our balance here, my friends. So for your balance, let's do our Lakshmi balance today. Thank you for that moment of inspiration. Come into your steady balance here. So lift the toes. Place them one by one on the earth, bend into your knees, zip up through the Mula Bandh, the Uddiyana Bandh, all the way through the middle of the body. Hands open in Chandrakala Mudra, thumb and index extended, other fingers folded in. Lift the crown as if there's a silver line drawing your crown up towards the moon itself. Take the right leg and sweep it behind you and come onto the ball of your foot. Bend into your knees here. Reach overhead and come into Kali Mudra here. Exhale over to the left. Now this right foot, you can stay on the ball of your foot or you can bring the heel all the way down. Gaze down towards the earth. So you have almost this corkscrew effect through the body. Come back onto the ball of that right foot if the heel was round. Let's take that right leg and wrap it all the way around. So you can bring the right toes onto the earth or wrap the right toes around the left calf. And then bring your Kali Mudra to your heart. Garudasana variation. Open out the arms. Chandrakala Mudra. Reach overhead. Kali Mudra. Exhale, hands to your heart. Rise up, unwrap your leg, and bring your right foot to the earth. Take a moment here. Let's go in the other direction. So stand in your mountain first, align in your steady, stable, balanced standing mountain, Tadasana. And zipping up, remember, hugging everything into the middle, the midline. Peel off the left foot and let's swing that left leg behind us. Come onto the ball of your foot and bend into your knee. We'll stop there. Hands in Kali Mudra here. So we're going to do this little twist here. So reach up with your hands and then gaze over to the right, down towards the earth. perhaps towards that foot that's behind you. So you can feel the corkscrew turning. So your hips and pelvis are going towards the left, your ribs and abdomen, your ribs and chest are going to the right. Remember that right heel can come down to the earth if you so wish. And then we peel off the right heel if it's on the earth. And then let's cross that left leg over the right. That left toes can be on the floor, on the earth next to your foot, or you can wrap them around the calf, coming into Garudasana variation. And then let's open out with our arms to balance here. Inhale to reach overhead, Kali Mudra. Exhale, hands to the heart. Release the left leg. Maybe you should shake out, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy here. Perhaps you rotate your hips one way, the other way. That feels quite releasing actually. For the lower back and that twist. All right, my friends. Let's come down to the earth. So take your feet slightly apart. Toes pointing forward. Let's cross our hands on our legs somewhere, wherever you wish. Crown reaching down. And then let's come into our Malasana with our arms crossed here. You can sit directly on the earth or onto a bolster or a footstool or anything that keeps your seat off the earth, directly off the earth, and so you can lift the earth towards you. And then let's bring our hands and our sit bones down to the earth when you're ready. Come into Baddha Kanasana. Reach up with your Kali Mudra. Exhale and hinge forward. Hands can rest on the earth. You can keep reaching them forward so that your arms are parallel. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, release your hands. Let's turn on our mat so that we can come down into a lying down twist, Supta Matsyendrasana. Now for your lying down twist, friends, the option I offer you is you can cross your legs and come down in Garudasana, legs towards the earth. Or you can cross the right ankle. Actually, cross your legs or bring your legs together. We won't do the right ankle on the left thigh today. So you can either cross your legs or come down towards the earth with your legs together. So let's bring the left legs down towards the left. So the right leg crosses over if you're crossing, my friends. Maintain a connection between your right shoulder blade and the earth. You might wish to place a support or a cushion underneath the left leg for a bit more support if you wish to have it. Let's take the arms overhead, my friends. You can have your Chandrakala Mudra, or you can have Kali Mudra, wherever you wish. Breathe into the Swadhisthana. Soma Chakra, the Manipur Chakra, the Anahat Chakra. Breathe from the Swadhisthana, Manipur, and Anahata. Inhale, center, uncross your legs at the cross. Take a moment to align. This is great for the digestive system. We go to the left so that we can begin to get the energy moving here, the Saman energy moving in the abdomen. Cross the left leg over the right, or have the legs together and release it gently down towards the right. Again, maintain this connection between the left shoulder blade and the earth. So it might mean that you keep your legs a little bit lifted, in which case place cushions or a bolster underneath that right leg. So Garudasana option or legs together option. And again, arms can be reaching overhead. This new moon in Libra helps us to see, have clarity about where we are out of balance, where the demands are too great upon us, where we are not rested enough, where relationships with others are draining. It invites us to move away from indecision and procrastination and move into resolution and repair. It invites us to make decisions with greater insight, with greater clarity, so we make informed decisions that place self-compassion at the heart. Inhale to center, uncross the legs at the cross. Allow yourself to align here. Inhaling, roll over onto the left side. Rest in sleeping baby there just for a moment. And let's rise into our Sukhasana. You could stay in meditation here with your eyes closed for a little longer, or you may choose to close your practice now. When you are ready to close your practice, close by chanting Om Sri Chandrayai Namah 3 times and then Om Shanti. Om Shri Chandrayai Namah. Om Shri Chandrayai Namah. Om Shri Chandrayai Namah. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhanyavad. 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 Thank you, friends.